love, unity, civilization, and total chaos.
We're going to win so big. Thank you very much. We're going to win so big. You know, it would appear that a notorious New York con artist and former reality TV star has bullshitted his way to the front of the Republican ticket. Now, to most New Yorkers, this clown Trump is a piece of leftover tabloid trash from the 1980s. But now, he's branded himself as the badass billionaire who will save the world for democracy with his alleged business know-how, his much-touted negotiation skills, and his self-imagined personal charm. Since he came down that escalator 13 months ago, branding Mexicans as drug dealers and rapists, many people have asked the question, is this guy for real? Turns out he's about as real as a degree from Trump University, as real as a ticket on Trump Airlines. His chief claim to fame is that he is a genius businessman and deal maker. But even a quick examination of his business dealings only reveal his genius as a flim-flam artist. Many Trump voters assume he's one of the richest men in the world. He's not. He's number 324 on the 2016 Forbes list of the world's wealthiest. And that's based on a much exaggerated claim of his own self-worth. The only reason he wants to be president is because he wants the other 323 wealthiest on that list to bow down to him, to acknowledge his superiority. He wants the other 323 people who have more money than he does to lick his boots. But he can't accomplish that with the real estate deal, like he's been trying to do for the last 30 years. He can't do it with a business enterprise, or a casino, or a television show. No, the only way he can get everyone to lick his slimy boots is to become El Presidente, numero uno, and to turn 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue into the Trump Palace. Let me go over to this camera. He's not worth $10 billion that he claims to be worth. That's based on a lie. The lie is that Trump's name alone is worth $3 billion. It's not even worth $3 billion now. Take, for example, a brand that's verifiably worth over $1 billion a year, Thomas the Tank Engine. Now, the really useful engine is worth that because every household with a child in the Western Hemisphere owns at least one Thomas toy or umbrella or T-shirt. But when have you ever seen somebody eating a Trump steak or drinking Trump water? If anything, his brand is worth less since he announced his run for president, when NBC Universal and the beauty pageants dumped him for his racist statements. Trump won't release his tax returns. Of course, he says it's because of because of an audit, but more likely it's because his tax return would reveal his actual worth, considerably less than $10 billion, and might actually move him off that Forbes most wealthy list. Consider, independent studies have indicated that if he had invested the $80 million he inherited in 1999 and stayed in his jacuzzi for the past 16 years, Trump would be worth more money than he has gained with all of his shady wheeling and dealing. Trump is not a great businessman. He's a sleazeball businessman. His so-called empire, awash in bankruptcies, liens, shuttered properties, and unsuccessful vanity product lines such as Trump University, Trump mortgages, Trump Airlines, Trump steaks, and Trump mattresses. We're on camera one, guys, by the way. His Taj Mahal casino in Atlantic City, now closed, was built by over 250 contractors who weren't paid or were paid late. According to USA Today, over 60 lawsuits and hundreds of liens have been filed against Trump business entities, not only contractors, but scores of employees, bartenders, waiters, even some of the law firms that represented Trump in these lawsuits are now suing Trump. Genius businessman? Well, there's a kind of genius at work here, but it's more akin to the kind of evil genius that Batman would fight. Certainly not the kind that should be in the executive branch of our government. Trump built his Trump Tower with mob money and illegal immigrants. He screws contractors left and right. He screws investors in phony real estate developments that never get built. He screws consumers gullible enough to fork over $30,000 for his scam university. He screws veterans with phony fundraisers. What do you suppose he will do with this country if he's elected? He lies about his taxes and net worth. He lies about his own tax plan. Trump lies about immigrants, lies about refugees, lies about Obama's policies, lies about Obama's citizenship. He lies about the unemployment rate. He lies about his opposition to the Iraq War, lies about Muslims celebrating 9/11, lies about his so-called university, lies about his inheritance, lies about the federal debt, and lies about Ted Cruz's father and the JFK assassination. He lies about Vince Foster's suicide. He lies about the judge in the Trump University case. He lies about Saddam Hussein being a terrorist killer and lies about his Mexican wall. His word is about as useless as a ticket on Trump Airlines or a degree from Trump University. He has shown a genius for getting press coverage and bluffing his way out of the missteps his campaign have taken. Now, there he is, crooning about what a great president he would be. If you played a drinking game and your trigger word was any media use of the word narcissist, you've had a jolly 13 months so far. So what about this Trump convention, formerly the Republican convention, wrapping up right now? It is focused more on Hillary Clinton than the Republican nominee. Now, Johnny Sands, this is your cue. Let's show you the highlight reel.
We have found the witch. May we burn her?
I heard you know she is a witch.
One of her heroes, her mentors, was Saul Alinsky. He wrote a book called Rules for Radicals. On the dedication page, it acknowledges Lucifer.
He successfully put an end to the Bush regime, and he could very well do the same to the Clintons. Now, do we have numbers on the screen, Johnny Sands? If you haven't been watching this show for the past umpteen years, you might not know that this DVTV is an interactive television program. Punch these numbers into your phone and dial right now. Call us at 212-757-1393, 212-757-1393. Your calls to DVTV Live, we're taking them right now. As this guy speaks, as this guy bloviates to the nation, and not only to the nation, he's being watched all over the world. He said he's made indications that he may dump NATO. Now, not to be negative, but the question is not what to do if he wins. You know, there's yin and yang, and for every negative situation, there's a positive point of view. So the question is not, what do we do if he wins? The question is, what will he do if he loses? He's like this when he's winning. What's he going to be like when he loses? And when and if he loses. Now, I can see him on something like the Dennis Rodman tour of North Korea, or maybe a reality show in Slovenia. I'm willing to bet that after he loses, Trump attempts to cash in on his quickly evaporating media spotlight, and he'll probably go for a deal with a media company not based in the U.S. Now, Jean is hopping up and down to tell me there's a phone call, so we're going to take our first phone call in a long time. Hi, you're live on DVTV tonight. Tell me.
So I've been listening to, watching the convention.
Yes.
The Republican National Convention. And I can understand why people are compelled by Trump.
Why do you think that is? Or how do you understand that?
Well, some of the stories that are coming out is that he's a humanitarian and that he's a philanthropist. And without knowing whether that's true or not,
it's not
people,
true.
well, whether you actually know for sure by actually having an experience like that with him, it's possible for many, many people to believe that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, he's perceived as being strong. Why? He keeps using the word strength. I'm strong. Yeah. I'm badass. You say it enough, people will believe it. He said that he saw Muslims in New Jersey, thousands of them, celebrating the fall of the World Trade Center. It never happened, but he said it enough times, and other people are convinced they saw it too.
Okay, listen, someone would like to say hello to you. Let's see if we can
Okay, very
do that.
quickly, because we have a lot of calls on the line.
Okay, good.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Isn't it past your bedtime? Okay. Okay, I'm so sorry. We got to move on to another call, but thank you both so much for calling. 212-757-1393. I hope everybody out there can hear me. I hope my voice is clear. Hello, caller. You're live on DVTV.
Yes, hi, Rich.
Hi
I just wanted to say, really amazing show, great opening, and I'm really worried because if all these people are getting behind Trump, I mean, what does that say about America? I mean, are these people completely clueless? I mean, what do you think is going on? Why so many people are backing this guy with all the dishonesty and the lies that he's got, you know, that he has been propagating for so long?
The media is to blame for most of this because they've given him as much free airtime as he can stand. Okay, they didn't take him seriously, but they made it as if they had to take him seriously as a presidential candidate, and they made him into a serious presidential candidate, and there he is. There he is at their formally. He's taken over the convention too.
Yeah, even his own party has rejected him many times over, and guy Ted Cruz, who surprisingly, you know, really surprised everybody in what he did.
It's not that surprising. Look, Trump accused Ted Cruz's father of being one of the co-conspirators on the JFK assassination. He insulted Ted Cruz's wife. Come on, that was not unexpected yesterday, and actually, Trump kind of set him up, but I think Trump kind of set Cruz up because he knew he wasn't going to get endorsed. I've heard tell that what he said, the remarks that he said on the stage was not exactly what he submitted to the Republican National Committee beforehand, and they were very upset. And by one account, Republican officials and Cruz had to be physically separated after the fact. However, I think what Cruz did last night was not for this year, it was for 2020, and I think it will age well. I think he's betting that Trump will lose, and in 2020, he's going to look much better because of it.
Well, that's quite a gamble for him to do that, but I see what you're saying, and I mean...
What does he have to lose at this point? He's not going to lose his Senate seat, so... Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Rich. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our numbers are 212-757-1393. We're talking about no longer the presumptive nominee, but he's on the ticket. He's on the front of the ticket. He's going to be on the ballot in the fall. Donald Trump, the same guy you saw in the tabloids in the 1980s. What do you think? Do you believe in Trump? Do you not believe in him? Are you scared, like the previous caller, at what he might do? He may start a war. He may start a war with his blundering. I mean, just the thing that happened with his wife on Monday, giving Michelle Obama's speech, that's indicative of the way he runs things. It's obvious that he told everybody, hands off, Melania's speech is Melania's, nobody gets to check it, nobody needs to check it. Her word is good enough. Guess what? It was Michelle Obama's speech. And actually the speech he's given right now is from the same speechwriters. But I don't know if I haven't been listening, and I probably won't bother to listen. I don't know if he's stuck to the text. You know who we have not seen? We have not seen at this convention, and I kind of miss her. Now, I don't know why this convention has been so far crazy, but we have not heard from Sarah Palin.
Why, oh, why is Trump winning? And I told him, it's really funny to me to see the splody heads keep exploding over this movement.
Splody heads. 212-757-1393. Did she really say that? You thought the Republican ticket was crazy 4 years ago when Sarah Palin was on it. Here he is. And Mike Pence is a piece of work, too. We featured him on DVTV a number of years ago, like 5-6 years ago, when he was one of the people who tried to shut down the government. Hey, don't stop the DVD. Don't stop the DVD. Thank you. Yeah, you stop the DVD. Horrible things happen. 212-757-1393. I'm going to look at Adjua's camera because I'm sick of looking at camera too. 212-757-1393. Do we have a phone call? No. Okay. And hello, caller. You are live on DVTV tonight.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, so basically, I understand your frustration and your anger towards Trump, yet Hillary Clinton deleted 33,000 emails. FBI director says she's lying, negligent. I just don't understand how come you
negligent, but Hillary. No, there's been...
Trump wants to build a wall to keep drugs from crossing the border. Hillary doesn't want to. Why do you want to let people hurt America? I don't understand. Don't you love America?
I think you've fallen into the rhetoric of Trumpism. Now, first of all, you mentioned Hillary. That's been investigated. No crime was committed. And it was common not to use the government server because the government server didn't work. The general in the Iraq War, and I can't remember his name, he didn't use a government server either. So that's one thing. You say he's going to build a wall. He's not going to build a wall. He's not going to get the money from Mexico. He's not going to get the money from the United States. And it's not going to cost $10 billion. It's going to cost more like $20 or $30 billion. But it's not going to happen.
The point is to prevent bad people from crossing the border. The point is to prevent drugs from crossing the border.
Now, the Berlin Wall, hang on a second. The Berlin Wall was something like 71 miles long. This is going to be 2,000 miles long. In the course of the Berlin Wall, there were thousands of people, something like 5,000 people got through from East Berlin to West Berlin. And that's with nasty East German, guards on the towers with shooting orders. So I don't see a wall as being a solution. It may stop a few people, but they're going to come over by the boatload. Hey, there's no wall in Europe. There's a big ocean. They come over by the boatload. So no, that's not going to stop drugs. Drugs come in anyway. They come in from Canada. They'll come in from Mexico. And if they don't come in, they'll come on planes through from Asia. So I don't believe I don't believe that for a minute. You think the wall is going to...
The wall works in Israel. Why won't the wall work here?
Israel is a very small country. Israel is a very small country. But it's not going to... and not that many people are trying to get into Israel as they are getting into here. I don't know about the drug problem in Israel, but I don't believe the wall is going to do anything. And very few other people do. I'm surprised that you do, too. But what else do you like about Trump?
Build that wall and Hillary Clinton, lock her up.
You think she's a witch? You think she should be locked up? tens of millions of dollars were spent. And we're going to tackle Hillary next week. You might want to watch next week because she's going to be on this. But she has spent tens of millions of dollars. Years were invested in investigating her alleged crimes. Nobody came up with anything, okay? I don't think Hillary is particularly dirty as a mainstream politician. I don't think she's particularly dishonest. She's not perfect, but as politicians go, she's okay. But anyway, call it. We're going to move on to another call. Thank you so much for calling. 212-757-1393. You call to DVTV Live. Hello, caller. You're live tonight.
Hello. I was on before, and I wanted to say that if we have Hillary and Trump, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. So how many people do you think will not vote? Do you think that will make a big difference? And the other thing is about the speeches. I am amazed that there's nobody really, no publicists, no PR people, no committees that are really overseeing all the faux pas and mistakes that are being made.
Oh, because
ludicrous.
It's Trump's party, it's Trump's show, and he's a control freak, and he thinks he knows the best way, and he thinks his people know how to do it. And that's how Melania gave Michelle Obama's speech on Monday night.
That never should have happened to that poor woman.
Of course it never should have happened. and I think she wrote the speech, and I honestly think that she wasn't cognizant of that you're not allowed to steal somebody else's speech. But guess what? His overprotectiveness of Melania made this the dominant story of the whole convention. The whole Trump show has been Melania stole the speech, and nothing else has happened except for burn the
overprotected by Trump, therefore she didn't know any better?
I don't know if she wrote the speech, but who else could be ignorant enough? It wasn't the ballerina who said that
no,
she
but
did.
my question, and it's rhetorical. My question
very
is
quickly, because we have more calls.
My question is to the people who oversee these other people. It's ludicrous that nobody's watching their back.
In a normal campaign, that would happen, but this is far from a normal campaign. Listen, caller, thank you so much. We're going to move on because we have
Adios.
The phone is lit up like a Christmas tree. Hi, caller, you're live on DVTV tonight. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Trump guy, man, he's just...
Oh, you're breaking up. You are breaking up, man.
He's tearing the country apart, back and forth. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're breaking up. Can you try calling back on another line? I'm so sorry. And with all of this stuff, now maybe he's made some proposals tonight while we've been on the air. He came onto the stage just before we hit air. So I haven't gotten a chance. But if Trump is Trump, there's nothing new. That's his only proposal, that he wants to build a wall. A ridiculous proposal and a ridiculous proposition that Mexico is somehow going to pay for it. He will force, by the sheer strength of his will, he will force Mexico to pay for the wall. Not gonna happen. Not bloody likely. Yeah, and that's about all he's come up with. He's got a lot of harebrained schemes, but that's the only concrete proposal that he's put forward. He wants to dishonor the NATO treaties. Can't remember who it was. The leading Republican today said that NATO has been the most successful military alliance in the history of mankind. It's been solid and kept the peace for the past 60 years.
Hello?
And Trump wants to mess with that. Hello, caller, you're live.
Hi. I have a question about the Melania thing. His wife. Some people
Melania.
said that she was
Melania,
doing
get
that,
the name right.
That's because they said on the internet that they would put her and Michelle Obama together on screen so that people would associate her with a first lady. So do you think that's true?
No, they put them together on the screen because Melania stole Michelle's speech.
Yeah,
That's why it
people
was a
don't
direct
care
A-B
why they
comparison.
just see them together, and people think like, oh yeah, she's like a first lady.
Yeah, I mean, she gave a really good delivery of the speech. She made a really good appearance. It
But
was
you
the
still
biggest
remember
thing
what
she
people
ever
say.
did. 30 million people. It was a big moment to shine. But guess what we're talking about? Not how lovely she was, not how graceful she was, but how she read a stolen speech.
Right, and how she said that she's never going to give you up, never going to, like that thing. All right, thank you.
You rickrolled me, man. You rickrolled me. We're almost out of time. Look at the clock. I want to thank all the people who helped me produce the show. And next week we'll be back with Hillary on the screen at 10:30 on Thursday. Next Thursday, the 28th of July. I want to thank Adjoa. I want to thank Jeannie. I want to thank Pepsi. I want to thank Joyce. I want to thank Mike Tapp. I want to thank Phil. I want to thank Johnny Sands. Who else is in there? Who am I forgetting? I want to thank you for watching. Remember, watch us next week. We're going to cover the Democrats almost as well as we've covered Trump this week. Until then, this is Richard Speziale. Good night. Good luck.